Welcome to Coin Collector's Corner. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of ultra-rare US 1-cent coins. These pennies may seem small, but their history and value are monumental. Let's explore the top 5 rarest and most valuable 1-cent coins in United States history. Make sure to stick around for the entire video, as number 1 will surprise you. 1997 1 cent. The 1997 US 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln cent, is a staple in American currency. Let's explore its design, history, and what it's worth today. The Lincoln cent has a rich history, with its first design dating back to 1909. The 1997 version features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a design that started in 1959 and continued until 2008. So what was happening in 1997 when this coin was minted? The late 90s were a time of technological innovation and economic growth in the United States. The stock market was booming, and the internet was becoming a household necessity. Amidst all this, the U.S. Mint continued to produce billions of pennies to meet public demand. In 1997, the U.S. Mint produced over 13 billion 1-cent coins across its 4 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, and West Point. Most of these pennies were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, which can be identified by the lack of a mint mark on Philadelphia coins and a D on Denver coins. The 1997 Lincoln cent is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a change that was implemented in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper. These modern pennies are lighter than their predecessors, weighing just 2.5 grams. Now, let's talk about the value of these coins. Generally, a 1997 penny is worth its face value of 1 cent. However, uncirculated coins or those with errors can be worth more to collectors. An uncirculated 1997 penny might fetch around 30 cents to $1. High-grade examples graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can be valued higher, sometimes up to $15 if they are in pristine condition. Keep an eye out for error coins. Some 1997 pennies have noticeable minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or filled dies. These errors can significantly increase the coin's value, sometimes ranging from $50 to even a few $100s depending on the rarity and type of error. 1964 1 cent. The 1964 Lincoln cent is an interesting piece for many collectors. This coin was minted during a time of significant change in the United States, both socially and economically. But before we dive into its historical context, let's talk about the coin's design. On the obverse side, we have the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Lincoln's portrait is accompanied by the words "In God We Trust" at the top, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1964 on the right. Flipping the coin over to the reverse side, we see the wheat ears design, which was used from 1909 until 1958. By 1964, however, the reverse had been updated to feature the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This change was made in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Now, let's place the 1964 Lincoln cent in its historical context. The early 1960s were marked by the Civil Rights Movement and significant economic growth in the United States. This coin was one of the last to be made from the traditional bronze composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc before the switch to a predominantly copper-plated zinc composition in 1982. 1964 was also a crucial year for the U.S. Mint. The country was experiencing a coin shortage, leading to increased production. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced an astonishing number of pennies, over 2.6 billion combined. This massive production run is one reason why 1964 pennies are relatively common today. So what about the value of a 1964 Lincoln cent? Generally, these coins are not rare, and their value in circulated condition is typically just a few cents. However, there are exceptions. Uncirculated or proof coins, especially those with a high grade, can be worth more. For example, a 1964 penny in mint state condition can fetch anywhere from $0.10 $1.0 if you happen to find a proof coin. It could be worth even more. Grading plays a crucial role in determining a coin's value. A coin in mint state MS65 condition will be worth significantly more than one in good G4 condition. So, if you have a 1964 penny, it's worth taking a closer look to see its condition. Another factor to consider is any mint errors or varieties. While there aren't many known major varieties for the 1964 Lincoln cent, any mint errors, like doubling or off-center strikes, can increase the coin's value significantly. 1968 1 cent, a baht. The 1968 1-cent coin, often referred to as the Lincoln cent, features the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design that was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse side of the coin, at the time, displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a design in use from 1959 until 2008. The year 1968 was a tumultuous time in American history. The country was deep in the Vietnam War, and the civil rights movement was in full swing. It was also a significant year for coin collectors, as the U.S. Mint made several changes to its production processes. In 1968, the U.S. Mint produced the 1-cent coin in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint do not have a mint mark, while those from Denver and San Francisco are marked with a D and S respectively. The composition of the coin remained largely the same as in previous years, made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. One interesting aspect of the 1968 Lincoln cent is the variations in mint marks. The San Francisco minted coins, in particular, can be more valuable, especially in higher grades, or if they display certain anomalies like doubling. Always check for the S mint mark when examining 1968 pennies. So what is the value of a 1968 US 1-cent coin today? It depends on the coin's condition or grade and the mint mark. In circulated condition, these coins are usually worth just their face value, 1 cent. However, in uncirculated or proof condition, their value can increase significantly. For instance, a 1968 S-proof penny in pristine condition can be worth around $1 to $2, while a high-grade uncirculated coin can fetch anywhere from $5 to $15 or more. For collectors, it's important to properly store and handle your coins to maintain their condition. Using gloves, coin holders, and keeping them in a controlled environment can help preserve their value. Additionally, getting your coins graded by a professional service can give you a better idea of their worth and authenticity. 1971 1 cent. The obverse, or front of the coin, features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been in use since 1909, commemorating Lincoln's 100th birthday. On the reverse side, we have the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny depiction of the statue of Lincoln inside the memorial. Now, let's talk about the coin's composition. In 1971, the penny was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This copper-rich composition is part of what makes older pennies like this one interesting to collectors. The edge of the 1971 penny is smooth, as is typical for us 1-cent coins. In 1971, the U.S. Mint produced pennies in both Philadelphia and Denver. You can identify which mint your penny comes from by looking for the mint mark. Coins minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark, while those from Denver bear a small D on the obverse side, just below the date. Mint marks aren't the only things collectors look for. Error coins, such as those with double dies or off-center strikes, can significantly increase a penny's value. Always check your coins carefully. Speaking of value, the condition of your 1971 penny plays a crucial role. In general, circulated coins in good condition are worth around their face value, but uncirculated coins can fetch a higher price. For example, a mint state 1971 penny can be worth anywhere from 30 cents to several dollars, depending on its condition and market demand. Rarity also impacts value. While the 1971 penny is not particularly rare, certain factors like mint errors or exceptionally high-grade specimens can make your coin more valuable to collectors. If you're interested in collecting, here are a few tips. Always handle coins by the edges to avoid fingerprints. Store them in a cool, dry place, and consider using protective cases to prevent damage. 1980 1 cent. The 1980 US 1 cent coin, commonly known as the penny, is a staple in American currency. This coin features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design has been in place since 1959, marking the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1980 penny, let's take a quick look at its history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, replacing the Indian head cent. This was a significant shift, as it was the first time a real person's likeness appeared on an American coin. Now, let's focus on the 1980 penny. These coins were minted in large quantities, with over 7 billion produced across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. The Philadelphia mint produced the most, with no mint mark, while the Denver coins carry a small D, and the San Francisco proof coins are marked with an S. To identify where your 1980 penny was minted, look just below the date on the obverse side. If there's no mint mark, it's from Philadelphia. EAD indicates Denver, and an S shows it's a proof coin from San Francisco. The 1980 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, with a weight of 3.11 grams. This composition remained until 1982, when rising copper prices led to a switch to a predominantly zinc coin with a thin copper coating. 1980 was a notable year in American history. Ronald Reagan was elected president. The U.S. faced significant economic challenges with high inflation, and the country was still reeling from the aftermath of the Vietnam War. Coins from this year carry a piece of that historical context, making them more than just currency. So what's a 1980 penny worth today? In circulated condition, these pennies are generally worth their face value of 1 cent. However, uncirculated and proof coins can fetch higher prices among collectors. An uncirculated 1980 penny can be worth about 25 cents to $1, depending on its condition. Proof coins can be even more valuable, especially if they are in pristine condition. If you're looking to preserve your 1980 pennies, make sure to store them in a cool, dry place. Use coin holders or albums to protect them from scratches and environmental damage. Handling them with clean hands or gloves will also help maintain their condition. The 1980 US 1 cent coin is a fascinating piece of American history, offering insight into the nation's past and the evolution of its currency. Whether you're collecting for historical interest, numismatic value, or just for fun, the 1980 penny is a worthy addition to any collection. Thanks for joining us on this journey through coin history. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Coin Chronicles, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest videos. Comment below if you have any 1980 pennies in your collection, or if you have any questions. Until next time, happy collecting.